Yamaha presents the Whitetail Diaries, chronicling hunting adventures of the most plentiful and intelligent big game animal in North America. Join top whitetail hunters nationwide. Embark on the amazing adventure that is hunting the whitetail deer. Well, Yamaha's Steve Nessl is as big a part of the Whitetail Diaries crew as anyone. And every time he visits for a hunt, he's quick to lend a hand in the field. Now, over the past few years, he's also become an accomplished whitetail hunter in his own right, taking great bucks around the nation with both a rifle and a bow. However, even the best hunters are not immune to buck fever, and these jitters have earned him a nickname at camp.
You know, it's pretty interesting to me how somebody can get a nickname or how certain stories can evolve all the way around. And one of them, for instance, is the legend of Old Two-Shot. You know, to pick up a name like Old Two-Shot, you pretty much have to understand the stories behind it. And in this particular story here about Old Two-Shot, what we've got to look back on is flash way back a couple years ago when Steve was sitting up in a tripod and this giant buck comes out, and not only did he whiffed so bad that the deer didn't even know what happened and frankly didn't run off.
It was a clean miss, I mean ridiculous. And I can second guess myself and try and think of what I did, but in the moment I need to get the job done. So I cycled the bolt and got another one in the chamber, took a second, took a breath, and I let the shot go.
I mean, it just stood there, and he was able to work the bolt, which I give him all the credit in the world for, and then make a perfect shot and knock down Mr. Big for that deer there. But that was the first of two shots. Now, as we sat down for this particular hunt, little did we know that the legend of Old Two-Shot was going to expand.
I'm out in Texas quite a bit, and when I came out here, probably last year, I was talking to Wade, and he had this new piece of land, this new lease he was looking at, and it's a big piece of property. This time we were going to chase unknown parts of the property, really try and almost go on a dual mission of scouting, as well as look for another good, really good, older, a buck, in his words, that you like.
We were there to harvest an animal, but we were also there just to look at some of these new stands and see how they were set up, see if they were sufficient for hunting, if we needed to change anything, and to see what kind of deer were there.
We went out, and actually Wade sat with Jeff and I the first night on the ground, down looking on this little flat area up on a ridge, and the deer out there are amazing. There's a lot of them. I mean, deer density in Texas is great, but out here they were everywhere, coming in almost right away. They're starting to run. Don't move at all.
When the deer are moving and they're showing up on scouting cameras and you're seeing lots of sign and there's rubs everywhere, you get that giddy feeling. You just want to sit all day long, for lack of a better word. You want to watch these deer. You want to see what they're doing. And this is one of those times. The deer are flat out on their feet. They're really moving. They're coming, they're going, they're coming from a lot of different angles. And this particular ridge that we're set up on, I mean, it offers a perfect scenario where you don't even need anything more than laying down a bunch of brush to be able to sit up in some chairs and overlook where a road is actually coming together. So it's created basically its own funnel to bring these deer in and out.
Hold the buck right down front. Big buck down front. He's got 4 G2s. See him? You're not on him. Not really blocked, but I mean, it looks like about 4, maybe 5-year-old 8 long split G2s. I can see the split now, yeah. Both of them are split, aren't they?
To be honest with you, we were horrible hunters that night. Man, there were so many deer and there were a couple good ones and we couldn't get on the same page. That night I saw the deer that just caught my eye, and I was the first one to see him, and we didn't see him for long because we spooked the deer pretty much right after he showed up, but he had split G2s, and I kept thinking about it.
More fun from the field when the Whitetail Diaries returns. The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you in part by Yamaha ATVs and side-by-sides, real world tough. Cabela's, it's in your nature. Garmin Verb, life, camera, action. Smith & Wesson, made in the USA since 1852.
The Yamaha Viking, and introducing the all-new Viking 6. The hardest working, most off-road capable side-by-sides in America. Built for the hardest working people on earth. You.
Fish on! Come on, get together.
Comfortable to carry, comfortable to shoot. It's slim, concealable, and powerful protection. The M&P Shield by Smith & Wesson. Confidence? We perfected that years ago.
The all-new Venom from 10 Point. Ultra-fast, technologically loaded, and ultra-lethal. The premium-level compact frame crossbow in a class all its own. 10 Point. There is no substitute.
What if there was a camera that went where you went and shot what you shot? An action camera so easy to use you can concentrate on your hunt, not the hunt for the record button. A camera that let you add dimensions to your video, like speed, altitude, or even your heart rate, just before you let it fly. Life, camera, action. The Verb Elite HD Action Camera from Garmin.
The Alaskan Series Cooler Packs by Arctic Ice. Specifically designed to keep your food and drinks cold all day long without having to use ice and end up with a soggy lunch. The Alaskan Series by Arctic Ice. Bitterly cold.
Fast, affordable, and incredibly light. The all-new Shadow Ultralight from 10 Point. The lightest and most compact crossbow on the market today. 10 Point. There is no substitute.
Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton. We're out on a new piece of the property in an area that the guys have nicknamed Whitetail Ridge, with old Two-Shot, Steve Nessl.
To pick up a name like old Two-Shot, you pretty much have to understand the stories behind it. And it basically is because it took 2 shots a couple times now to knock down a deer. And Steve Nessl has incurred the name old Two-Shot.
So far on this hunt, Steve has yet to take 1 shot. And while they want to go back to where they had their chaotic first night in the blind, the wind direction is bad for that spot and has caused them to move spots to a box blind where Steve is realizing that he's hung up on the deer from the night before.
For me, you can tell right away. If my heart jumps through my chest, I know it. But that morning we had an aoudad come in. We had 2 good bucks, all good looking deer. I mean, even though no kill, how much fun was that? You know, just to sit there and be amongst them. And be looking and be gathering data and info on what deer are where and how are they moving, are they spooky, are they calm, you know, how long they stay and all that kind of stuff. And it felt good to go over and kind of be a part of the process of learning that piece of property and hopefully giving information back to Wade and his crew that will help them, you know, harvest some good ones in the future.
Steve and Jeff are putting the Viking to its paces around the property, both hunting and scouting, while waiting for the conditions to get right to go back to the same area for another look at the buck that Steve has on his mind.
We've seen some nice deer mature bucks, one in particular where we'd just kind of built us a makeshift blind with some brush and, you know, set beside a tree with a lot of shade and overlooking this big flat, seen a awesome 8-point. I mean, had real long G2s, probably 11 or 12 inch G2s. Just, I didn't think he could pass him up, but he was thinking, I still want to kill that one with the split G2s. So he passed that deer up, a couple more stands, you know, passed nice deer up, but nothing great. And I'm thinking, boy, you know, I've seen this happen before. You wait till the last day and it don't get done. But Steve, you know, he was willing for that to happen.
I really don't want to push my luck, but the place we sat the very first time on this ranch, at least for me, there were a couple deer during that set that were also better than these deer. And there was one that we just got a real short look at that had split G2s on both sides. And again, I hate doing this, but I think we might leave for the evening hunt.
So we're down to the wire and we're going back to my spot. The wind shifted, it's 5 to 6 out of the south. We needed a south wind. North wind would have blown all our scent straight down into the deer, the area where these deer are liking to congregate. And I get into the ground blind these guys had constructed and we get settled. And before you know it, we had a really nice 10-point in front of us.
From where?
He had the frame that Wade talks about that, you know, has a chance to grow into something and be really, really nice if he gets some age on him. So, you know, it was easy for Steve to pass because in his mind, this is where we seen the split G2 buck. He wanted to wait and give that deer a chance to come out.
We had some time with this deer, and then it seemed like the floodgates opened up. I don't know, they came from the left, they came from the right, and before you know it, there's probably 20 to 30 deer in front of us. And then, I don't want to say my heart stopped because it actually went to about 250 beats a minute. I glassed the four corner, or the G2 split guy.
Split G2s in front, split G2s in front. Gotcha. He's moving, we're taking it. Who's in? Get on.
When the Whitetail Diaries returns, we'll see if old Two-Shot can get one shot at his buck.
If you'd like to keep up with the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries crew, see some of the behind-the-scenes action, as well as be eligible to win some of the prizes, such as the gear we use in the field, it's simple. Go to our Facebook page and give us a like, and one lucky person each year will join us in the field for a great hunt.
Experience High-Vis, a brighter sight picture than standard sights, giving you an immediate, more successful shooting performance. High-Vis lets you see a dramatic contrast between the target and the barrel for a more intuitive aim that delivers instant results. Our light pipes come in a variety of shapes, sizes, and colors, designed to be seen in a variety of conditions. With our broad line of sights, you'll see your marksmanship dramatically improve, bringing more fun and confidence into every shooting experience. Shoot more accurately. Enjoy the sport. Choose High-Vis.
Heavy duty, rugged, and designed for the big game hunter and angler. The Food Saver Game Saver Titanium Vacuum Sealer has the power and performance to seal in the freshness of your game and fish for up to 3 years, 5 times longer than standard storage methods. And with its extra-wide dual and repetitive sealing capabilities, that's a ton of big game savings. Tough tested and rated 4.8 out of 5 stars by outdoorsmen just like you. The Food Saver Titanium System, it's a true game changer.
Donadinti. That's what's cuts.
Sahit Watila.
Aha.
When I'm not hunting, I'm thinking about hunting. It's on my mind because it's in my blood. When the hunt calls, my TC Venture points the way. Accurate, reliable, proven. Until there's no more ground to cover and no more stories to tell. When you're a TC Venture hunter, the hunt never ends.
My secret weapon? Evercalm. It's the first ever calming scent.
It's real smells from bedding areas.
To deer, that means safety.
EverCalm reassures even nervous deer,
which can help you get the shot.
I use EverCalm all season long.
Put it on your boots, your pants, and your decoy.
Its stick form won't wash away or freeze.
EverCalm.
EverCalm. EverCalm.
EverCalm.
EverCalm.
EverCalm.
From the Family Deer Farm at Conquest Scents.
The Yamaha Whitetail Diaries is brought to you in part by Angle Coolers, performance marine coolers and freezers. Bradley Smoker, food smoking made easy. Conquest Scents, hunting scents and dog training scents. Do All Outdoors, innovative gear for the hunter and shooter. High-vis shooting systems, see what you've been missing. Yamaha's Steve Nessl is hunting an area called Whitetail Ridge. On a new piece of the property the team is just learning to hunt. Now on his first night, he spotted a buck that he's secretly been after his whole hunt, and that buck just walked back out into the field.
Through the bottom of my camera lens, I see the top half of a deer walk through, not even the whole deer, but I see just split G2s. Well, I'm like, there he is, that's our buck, that's our buck.
It's probably on the audio of, you know, me and some shaking, because there he was, and that's the guy I wanted to take, and this is it, and it's earlier than I thought, and oh my goodness, this might actually go down.
Let's get a little more footage of him. I can't shoot him like that anyway. There we go.
We're getting excited. He is just, his heart is racing. This deer walks out, and he walks right out there in front of us, maybe 70, 80 yards, and he's just standing there around this bush, and he's going back and forth, back and forth. He'll get broadside, Steve will get up, take the gun off safety, get ready to shoot, and he'll turn and look, you know, right at us. And just, this goes on for, it seemed like an hour, but it was probably 3 or 4 minutes.
You know, maybe 5, 10 minutes in, he finally starts to trot off, and I think you can hear me say, no, 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 no. You know, or stop, 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 stop. He did. He went over and he stopped, but I'm freaked out at this point because I think he's leaving.
And this time, Steve, he's sliding around this chair, you know, oh, is he right there? I got him, you got him. Well, finally the deer gets broadside. At this time, Steve is a wreck. His nerves are shot, my nerves are shot. I'm thinking, I don't know about this.
Stop. Stop. Ready?
And complete whiff. When he says I missed, I take him at his word. I was disappointed. I was upset. I was angry at myself. Angry for not doing it the right way, for rushing it. That's what I did. I rushed it. That's when Jeff breaks out with he might come back, and I'm like, nah, yeah, right. Sure, he's got, you know, you got a bullet over the top of your back and you're gonna come back. And then he says, here comes a buck. I think it's him. I mean, really, right now you're gonna dump on me. You're gonna kick me when I'm down like this, and this deer's coming back.
That deer right there. That's not it, is it? Is it really? No.
Well, he looks over the trees, and sure enough, there he is. He's already got a shell ejected, the bolt's back, the clip's out of the gun. I don't know why he took everything apart, but it's like he disassembled the gun after he missed. And he's just sitting there. So he's got to put the clip back in the gun, put another shell in the chamber, get everything ready to shoot again.
And I've got to go through that whole process again after being so low of getting back on this deer, and now I want to redeem myself. Now I want to do right by him and right by me and right by everything in the situation. And after a while, he got just enough. He was a little quartering away. I put the crosshairs where they needed to be and took a shot, and he dropped right where he was. You know, to go from that low to that high is hard to explain. But he just said is if that ever goes away, you probably don't want to come hunt anymore. Look at this old stud. Look at this guy. Oh my goodness. Oh buddy, look how great he is. I'm gonna quote somebody who afforded me the opportunity to come do this. Smoked him. Of course it was on the second shot, but look at this guy, look at this guy. Proud of it. Sun's going down. I think we're gonna honor him. We're gonna go get the Viking, pose him up for some pictures, put him in the Viking, take him back, and then celebrate in camp.
Congratulations, Steve. Old two-shot on a well-deserved buck. When we come back, Wade gets out in the field.
Stealth Cam. Trail cameras with features you demand. With the durability and performance you can count on. Built to withstand even the harshest conditions. Stealth Cam. Join the trail cam revolution.
Engel's got the original high-performance cooler and a whole lot more. Engel coolers, go with the original.
I've never shot a multicolored pig like that. That is just awesome. First pig with the crossbow. I am pumped and excited.
If you enjoy the outdoors, you're going to want to have a Bubba Blade by your side. Introducing the Bubba Blade Rhino, aka the stubby skinning knife.
Well, on this pig today, I used the Bubba Blade stubby, and I mean, that thing worked phenomenally.
We've shortened up the handle to 4 inches and put a razor-sharp 4-inch skinning blade on it to make the perfect skinning and gutting knife. You'll be able to work close in with ease. Like all Bubba Blades, the knife features our patented handle that gets sticky when wet, so it won't slip out of your hand while you're working. Combined with our razor-sharp skinning blade, you have one kick-ass knife. Go online at BubbaBlade.com to order your Bubba Blade today.
When it comes to racing big deer, Purina is the leader in deer nutrition research. Our Antler Max research and development team is committed to developing products that provide results in your deer management program with a difference you can see. If you're ready to take your deer operation to the next level, look no further than Purina's new and improved Antler Max premium deer feeds. You can find them at your local Purina retailer. Purina Antler Max premium deer feed, a difference you can see.
Nikon's no-fault policy was created for those who continually push the envelope, travel the farthest, stay the longest, brave the most hostile elements. We do our best to deliver on our promise of a lifetime of performance. And we'll stand with you should accidents happen. Trust earned. Nikon.
Welcome back to the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries with Wade Middleton.
It's always fun anytime to get out and go hunt, but you know, when the deer are moving, one of the hardest things to do is pick a stand that you want to go to. And we've got so many different places to hunt, whether they're established stands or we just go sit down somewhere. And this was one of those evenings that the situation and the conditions were perfect. I knew the deer were going to be up on their feet, and I had about 14 different stands in my mind as I left the camp. And then as I started driving, I started narrowing it down. And really, literally, as I'm heading out to the stand, I don't even know which of the last 2 or 3 I'm going to go to. And I just followed a hunch and decided that I was going to go to further down on Turkey Road, where there's a big water trough off to the side that on scouting camera has always shown a lot of different deer coming in there. There's actually some free-ranging aoudad that pass through there and some pigs. So I knew it was a pretty game-rich environment. With the sun being out on this one, it just felt right.
There's no telling what we're going to see before the evening comes.
You know, sometimes you just rather be lucky than good. And that's kind of what this hunt was. I'm a guy that normally just picks a deer and I want to hunt that deer. Well, this season, you know, as the season was winding down, it was just more targets of opportunities. I was kind of learning this new piece of property that we had picked up, and I didn't have my heart set on any one deer. I'd seen a lot of great deer, but I didn't have my heart set on any one deer, so it was just, let's go set some places. Little did I know that this magnificent deer would come in. I mean, the light was on him, was perfect, and posed like that. And I mean, my heart was pounding and I couldn't pass him up.
Smoke that sucker right there. You talk about a big old 8 point right there, boys. That's what the TC cord does right there. I mean, that guy come out and you can just see the time's about that long. That was an awesome late afternoon hunt. Late season. Thank you, TC.
That's why some afternoons of hunting are just better than others, but all afternoons when you're in the stand are fantastic. And this was just one that happened to be a little better than most. You know, these deer are rutting. You can see the tracks. We saw activity all evening. We had a good 8 point come in right away. He was the dominant buck. We had snort wheezing going on. But I knew from the scouting camera pictures there was a couple of other big bruisers running up and down through here. This big old 8 point right here, he made the mistake of coming in and posing just a little too long. Look at the tines on this old guy right here. That's what I'm talking about right there. I mean, this is an old, mature deer. Look at the tines on that deer. Great mass all the way around, like that.
Congratulations, Wade, on a great whitetail buck. Hey, thanks for watching. Join us next week, won't you, for another exciting entry in the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries.
If you'd like to keep up with the Yamaha Whitetail Diaries crew, see some of the behind-the-scenes action, as well as be eligible to win some of the prizes, such as the gear we use in the field, it's simple. Go to our Facebook page and give us a like, and one lucky person each year will join us in the field for a great hunt.